Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something sweet, cold, and surprisingly ancient: the history of ice cream. You might think of ice cream as a modern treat, but its story stretches way back into the dusty scrolls of history. And trust me, it's a tale full of emperors, experiments, and a lot of snow. Let's rewind time, way back, like 4,000 years ago. Ancient China was one of the first places where people figured out how to enjoy frozen treats. They'd mix snow or ice with honey and fruit juice, basically nature's version of a slushie. It wasn't ice cream as we know it today, but it was the beginning of something magical. Fast forward to ancient Persia. People there had a genius idea. They built underground chambers called yakchals to store ice during the burning hot summer. They'd mix this ice with saffron, grape juice, and rose water to make chilled desserts. Honestly, that sounds like something you'd find at a fancy modern restaurant. Then there's ancient Rome. Emperor Nero, legend has it, would send runners up the mountains to bring back snow, just so he could mix it with fruit and honey. Imagine being that powerful, craving a frozen treat, and having an entire operation to deliver it. Iced desserts were definitely a luxury. Things started to change around the 9th century when Arab cultures began experimenting with milk and sugar in their icy mixtures. This was a big step, because, for the first time, we're talking about frozen desserts with dairy. It was closer to the creamy texture of what we now call ice cream. Fast forward again to Renaissance Italy. Now, this is where things start getting serious. Italian chefs began refining these early recipes. One Italian in particular, Francesco Procopio, made history by opening one of the first cafes in Paris in the late 1600s. And he served gelato. People went wild for it. It wasn't just a dessert anymore. It became a social experience. From there, ice cream made its way across Europe, from France to England and beyond. And then came the big leap across the Atlantic. By the 18th century, ice cream had reached America. Even George Washington was a fan. There are records of him spending a small fortune on ice cream during the summer. Thomas Jefferson? He had his own recipe. It was a dessert for the elite, but not for long. In the 1800s, everything changed. Technology started catching up. Ice houses, insulated containers, and eventually the invention of the hand-cranked ice cream maker meant that ice cream could be made more easily and more affordably. Then came 1904, the World's Fair in St. Louis. And this is where a beautiful accident gave us the ice cream cone. Story goes, a waffle vendor ran out of plates and started rolling his waffles into cones to hold ice cream. The crowd loved it, and suddenly, ice cream was portable. By the 20th century, ice cream exploded in popularity. With refrigeration now widely available, companies started mass-producing it. Flavors evolved from basic vanilla and chocolate to anything you could imagine: cookies and cream, mint chip, mango sorbet, peanut butter swirl. You name it. Today, ice cream is everywhere. It's a universal language of happiness. It's part of childhood memories, first dates, lazy summer afternoons, and midnight cravings. And its journey from ancient snow desserts to today's colorful supermarket freezers is proof that humans have always loved a good frozen treat. So next time you're enjoying a scoop, whether it's classic vanilla or something wild like lavender honey, remember, you're taking part in a story thousands of years in the making. Let me know in the comments. What's your all-time favorite flavor? And have you ever tried something totally weird that actually tasted amazing? If you enjoyed this little trip through time, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more tasty stories from history. See you in the next one.